YouTube, what's going on? I'm back here and wanted to give a shout out to y'all. Thank you for being here on this channel. Thank you for all the love and support just for being here. And thank you for who you all are and for being yourselves. You are appreciated, and that to me holds innate value, and it is an inspiring thing to see you all out there on your journeys and what you're dealing with, and just know that with time things get better, you grow, you learn to invest in yourself, and you become somebody who is on a path and on a journey to becoming a better you. So today I wanted to talk about something. I know a couple things actually. I know the world is in a state of panic. We have some snow coming upon us soon here in the next day, and a lot of people are just in a state of panic. Now, don't get me wrong, I did my due diligence. I stocked up on everything that I could within means, the resources that I had, and I did what I needed to do, went out and got what I needed to get, so that tomorrow I will be ready. But as far as a worry or a concern, it's not a worry as much. It's not a concern. I know everything's going to turn out like it needs to. And I will say that it's crazy to think, to watch people panic and to see what they let things around them do to them and how it affects them ultimately. It can be unhealthy. It can be difficult for people. I get it. You know, I'm surrounded by it all the time. I just choose no longer to live in that space. I mean, there are like one or two things where I'm just like, there's a bit of worry there. I'm like, what do we do in this situation? You know, how are we going to get this taken care of? How am I going to get this taken care of? But you remain resilient, consistent. You continue to have a positive mindset. That helps. That really gets you through it, and you know, things are gonna work out. They're gonna turn out exactly like they're supposed to. So we know things are gonna be okay, regardless of what snowstorms come, what storms in our life may come. The way I see it, I've been in a storm for the past, it feels like years, man. You know, I mean, because really just coming out of COVID, that shifted a lot of things. And now it's just, there's such a power trip in the world, and things are changing rapidly, quickly, fast. It's hard to keep up with. But they're trying to hold us down, essentially, and we're not going to let that happen. Those of us who are on this channel, those of us who have a optimistic mindset and want to see ourselves thrive, and those we love thrive, those around us thrive. Listen, every day you have a choice. You're being given resources. You have resources being sent your way. They're incoming, right? It's your choice to continuously, consciously, abundantly choose how you're you're going to react to the resources that are given to you, your journey, your path. Are you going to acknowledge that path? Are you going to say, okay, maybe this could open a new door for me? Are you going to continue to walk in that and trust? Or are you going to sit and complain about things that are out of your control? We have to plan our lives out to the extent of the path, excuse me, the path we want to walk. We have to plan that out. We have to plan out what doors we're going to walk through, at least. Okay? You know, God can put different doors in your life, but it's ultimately up to us which one we choose to walk through. And I'm so confident in the fact that if we can wrap our heads around where we want to see ourselves, what it's going to take on our spiritual journey to awaken our mind enough that we're seeing the good things in life, we're seeing the positive things in life. There's a shift happening. There's an internal mindset shift. Okay, this is why a lot of people with an abundant mindset, they go on walks. They want to walk through grass. They want to feel grounded. They want to talk to the earth in such a way where there is a response. Nature is speaking to them. You know, meditation, inner self work. That is 2026 is. So yes, we can chip away at our self-growth in 2026. But 2026 is also ultimately the year of going out and getting it, riding into the plains of abundance and the plains of success. Whether that's spiritual, financial, it doesn't matter. You need to create an internal success for yourself so that just overflows out of you. And then everything else just aligns itself. Not because you're forcing it. Well, you're ultimately forcing it to align, yes. The outside world has to correspond to you. It really doesn't have to do things the way you want them done, but you're forcing it to do that. You're saying, okay, if it doesn't go through this filter that I've created, then it doesn't belong. You just filter it out. It disappears. It doesn't last. It has no lasting effect. If you get a negative phone call from somebody, that is not something that is abundant, that grows, that loves, that has a lasting loving essence to it, that, you know, ultimately, as far as words go, speaks abundance into your reality, love into your reality, spiritual growth. It doesn't. So you're left to filter what you may of the things around you, and the good things are gonna come your way. That's the best part about it. You're like, I learned to take it day by day, but when I chop it up into weeks or months, I can say, okay, 4 good things, like I'll put it on a high scale. 4 good things happened to me that week, and they were incredible things. They made me feel incredible. Everything was aligned. I was exactly where I wanted to be. Remember, When things are hard, you need to remain spiritually aligned. When things are not going well, you need to remain spiritually aligned. When things are not good at all, you need to remain spiritually aligned and trust God, trust Source, trust your ability to be able to get through it. Deplete the anxiety, get rid of it. There's going to be pressured situations that you're going to be put into. That's okay. That's just how our world around us is wired. You need to take the good with the bad, put yourself in as many positive rooms, situations, peaceful situations as you can, and take the good with the bad. You need more good than bad. So if you're taking every bad situation as a learning experience is good, then the majority of things are going to appear good for you. And then that's when the good things come in waves. You can now trust the process, right? It's something that I'm learning. So you can pinpoint those. I pinpointed those 3 or 4 things week by week. And I said, look, like, although it was difficult at times, these good things came of it still. So, if you start traveling, if you go on a trip, obviously there's some expense with that. There's you have to worry about your safety. You have to plan accordingly. You have to meet scheduled deadlines. This world, unfortunately, has timed deadlines. You have hours in a day. You have flights that are scheduled at certain times. You have to put time in off work at certain times, or if you work for yourself, you have yourself to rely on. You are accountable for getting done what you need to get done and then heading on your way to travel. But you're also responsible for having an abundant, maintaining a healthy mindset, connecting with Source, remaining spiritual, all those things, taking the good with the bad. That is ultimately your big responsibility as well. Now, so with me, right, I'll use this as an example. If I'm going to safely pull out in traffic and I notice a vehicle at a safe distance away, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out and make my left turn, the guy behind me has plenty of room, but he's getting closer. It's my responsibility to maintain the flow of traffic here, get up to speed. That was one thing that my father taught me when I was driving initially. He would always mention to me that the person behind you is going to be on you at all times. They're going to want to get there to where they want to go. They're not going to want to stop. Shout out to you, Dad, if you remember that. But I do remember that much about him saying something about it, because it's one of those things that you have to get up to speed, right? So life is going to continue to move. You're going to have to plan that vacation. You're going to have to, go with life, go with the flow. If life is moving at 60, you need to be moving at 60. You're going to be okay. Get up to 60, set your cruise, maintain. Same thing with life. Get your ordeals planned and take the trip. If it's anything that this storm is going to be telling us, I'm going to end with this. It's going to show you, and it's shown me, because like I said, I've been dealing with storms for years now. So I'm not putting myself above anyone else or anything like that. We all have these storms, right? But might as well embrace the one day everybody else is going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, we're not going to make it through this storm, and it's going to be, again, negative. So what are you going to choose to do with your time while you're locked inside, while you're out there shoveling? You know, what are you going to choose to do with your free time when you're not doing those things, I should say? What are you going to do when you're shoveling, when you're stocking up on food out there, when you're at home watching TV? What's going to be going through your mental space? Are you going to take a few minutes to sit down and do your journal, take a step outside with your snow boots on and your coat and everything, and just sit in the peace of the snow and just listen? You know, you're going to spend time with your family. Are you going to lock in with spirit? Are you going to remain abundant with your mindset? I want to know, because this can teach us something. We can learn something in this quiet space. You know, while all this is going on. And we just might learn what we need to learn. But I don't know about you all, but I'm going to continue to chip away at what I need to learn, what this journey is going to continue to show me. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to give up. They can take everything from me. Everything. But obviously I want my family and my friends. I want to keep that. But yeah, baby, we got, you and I are rocking out with the family and friends. We got incredible people around us, and we're fortunate for that. We're grateful. So the thing that they're not going to take away from me, though, is, you know, the lesson, the fact that I'm just sitting in this journey, just sitting in it and soaking it in. You know, they can't take away my spiritual growth, my spiritual journey, who I'm becoming. They can't stop you. They can't stop that. Material things do not define your success. A dollar amount does not define your worth. There's a reason why those things don't come with you when you die, because, well, some cultures believe they do, but I don't want to get too religious on this, or I don't want to get too, what's the word, not religious, you know, what I'm trying to say is, they can't kill your spirit. That is forever. So sit in the silence and through the storms, embrace the journeys, the trips, the vacations. Do what you may to anything you can to remain positive. Love you all so much, and it's great talking with you today. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.